Hello and welcome to Universal Love Law. Thank you all for being so supportive. I did get a wonderful comment that I was missed. So before I jump into this very in-depth video that I'm going to bring forth to you all very soon, I'm working on and developing where I'll be talking about reincarnations more in depth, what happens after you die. Excuse me. The S word. What happens to people who commit the S word, take out their cells. Also, I'm going to talk about androgynous energy, male and female energy, okay? But before I get into that, I'm going to make a very in-depth video about that for you all so that you guys can get a very clear perspective because this is bothering me. I think that there are some people that naturally have these amazing alignments, okay? They may have their Leo North nodes, or they may be very popular, a lot of fifth house energy, or very prominent fiery energy in their chart. And usually these people attract a lot of followers, like a lot of people that, want to hear from them. And I want to give this very clear disclaimer when it comes to the spiritual community. Like, people need to understand more in depth about what they're talking about. I believe that a lot of these spiritual leaders do not know what they're talking about. I think that they've just copied what other people say, and I don't think that they go really, really deep when it comes to getting clear information. They say the same things like, "We're not coming back here." This is a message for all those people that follow spiritual leaders and they believe that they're not coming back. So if you believe this, even me, myself, I absolutely do not believe that energy, that I'm not coming back here energy, for one. Anyone that is preaching that, like, our soul group, we not coming back, we gonna ascend to higher realms. I need you guys to understand that this is a very complex topic, because people that talk about not coming back, I don't think they understand the purpose of coming back. And I think they're speaking from their ego. I don't believe that they're speaking from their higher self. And so people that say that, I believe that they are either unaware that of the life cycles, and the purpose of soul reincarnations. I also believe that they're just following what they hear other people say. Okay? Now, this is no diss to any of my very prominent spiritual leaders, because I understand the energy signature behind some of them. They are saying, in a sense, where they want their followers to really be enlightened and really live the life of spirituality to its totality, meaning being in tune with yourself and being true to yourself and being aware of the mysteries of life. I could feel the integrity that they have, or I can feel the intentions that they have when they say we're not coming back, because I think that they're really trying to influence their followers to know that you have a ability to break out of karmic cycles. But I have to just state this for the record. Majority of the people will come back, because our oversoul, our higher self, our souls are connected to each other in soul groups, right? We have soul groups, and these look like clusters, okay? I will be going in depth with this information very soon, where I told you I'll be talking about all that other information. But when we choose to incarnate, before we incarnate here, what we do in our soul groups is we review lifetimes that we've had throughout eternity, throughout the entire creation of our soul, because our souls are actually developed completely individually and divinely from source, from the creator of all. Then there are stages, there are levels to everything, from very, very minute levels where the soul has to ascend through just staying in the spirit realm. They cannot ascend, they cannot have an incarnation. There are laws, there are authorities, there are certain things that are allowed and not allowed, okay? So these baby souls, they they have a desire to experience lifetimes, but they have to be baby stepped into that, okay? What they do is the soul group is created with very similar traits, but everyone's unique, and like all star snowflakes are not the same, right? Every drop of water is not the same. It's everything. It has its differences, even in soul groups. Okay, so there are many lessons that are needed to be learned for these baby souls that they review. This is where what they're doing in the spirit realm, okay? In the spirit realm, the souls review. I don't want to make this video super duper long, but when the souls review, what they're doing is they're learning about the pros and cons of incarnating on celestial bodies, on planets. So they so they need experiences that only an earth experience can teach them. So before they incarnate here, they have to go through a lot of experience, a lot of tests. They have what you would call guides and teachers that are preparing them for their first incarnation, and then their reincarnations each time. These guides, these soul guides, they stay with them for a lifetime. I mean, multiple lifetimes, for eons. Okay, so let me tell you, I'm a soul who has been incarnated many times. My soul goes back very far, and I've had reincarnations on this celestial body for a lot of times. This is why I don't get along. This is why I'm not like anybody in my peer group, okay, or anybody in my age group. I'm wise. I never fit in. I always fit in because I just, got swag. I don't know. Like I fit into where I'm born. Like I'm from the ghetto. Like I always was my own self and my own individual self. I always, am who I am. So, but beyond that and deeper than that, I realized that I really could never make very clear connections with people because I know my soul's age. I know that I've done this so many times, and I'm here more as a guide now. I'm here as a teacher. Something of what they do in the spirit realm. So let me tell you about these teachers that are basically telling souls that we not coming back here, and they're on these movements like we ain't coming back. That is absolutely not true. A lot of the people that are following these leaders are coming back because you need more experiences. You don't understand that your soul, your higher self, chooses to come back. Um, um, and this is the thing too. Your soul only incarnates with a percentage of your soul essence. Like, for instance, some people are born into earth with only a certain percentage of their soul's strength, understanding, all of these things, okay? Mentality, I mean, intelligence, all of these things. No soul comes here with 100% of their soul's energy unless they are like a yogi or or like an ascended master, okay? These people come with very amazing abilities and gifts, and they're just magical people. But because they come with a very high percentage of their soul's information, soul's gifts, soul's abilities. The soul is vast. The soul has so much that it learns throughout each lifetime. So this is what I'm saying. Souls, people that say we're not coming back here, for one, you don't know what your higher self wants to do. You really truly don't. A lot of these people, like, once we all are able to admit to ourselves that we do not know everything and we think we know things, but we realize we're wrong sometimes, is the moment the answers begin to flood in. The information begins to flood in, the downloads begin to flood in, because you're surrendering your ego, which is I know it all. All these people that talk about me and my soul group, we not coming back. These people are speaking from ego, because if they were to dismantle the ego, they would realize that, based on just pure knowledge, that souls incarnate and have incarnated for so many times. And let me tell you about ascended souls, like someone of, not myself, I'm not just like an ascended master, like I'm still learning too. I still have lessons too to learn, but I am very wise. I have had a lot of life experiences, a lot of lifetime experiences. So I am aware that, I know that I only have a certain percentage of my soul's awareness in this physical avatar. Like, my consciousness only has a certain amount of my soul's memory, meaning, like, I may have came here with 60%. Okay. Some people only come with 10% of their soul's energy, of their soul's gifts, strengths, all of those things. So, and it's so hard to explain this, but I hope that you're able to develop your own mental pictures of this process. Now, so the reason why people need to stop believing that they're not going to come back here, and it's not to hurt nobody's ego, is because your oversoul is going to want to come back here. And not only that, your guides are going to encourage you to come back. And not only that, your soul group is going to encourage you to come back. They'll even agree to come back with you sometimes. Sometimes your soul guide, your guides can incarnate as a child to you, to keep you going. Because if you do not, and if you stay stagnant, what happens is we won't return to source. The reason why, and I know this is getting really complex, the reason why a soul even separates from source is to gain experiences. It's just source experiencing life through each soul. And there's everything's categorized and separated in groups. Everybody's not a part of the same soul group. Soul groups, they're in their own family of souls. They don't interact and mingle with other souls unless it's time to. But the reason for that is because, from my understanding, is sources experiencing life through all its souls for a purpose, to understand its vast parts of itself, if that makes sense. Like, there are parts of yourself, right, that are good. There's parts of yourself that are bad. There are parts of yourself that are all, forms of complexities. And this is why certain soul groups stay together, because they have a certain energy and a certain aura, a certain color vibration. They have a certain essence. So these aspects of God stick together. They don't go mingling with the more what we would call jaded or darker sided soul clusters, right? These soul clusters that are a part of soul groups that are, understanding itself through punishment, pain, suffering. These are different soul clusters and soul groups. They have a different energy, a different aura, a different purpose in their soul incarnations and reincarnations, okay? So I know this gets very, very complex. Ultimately, I will be breaking down more information, but I need people to understand, to have discernment when you're watching videos, have discernment when you're watching my videos. Take what works for you and discard the rest. Because when you really want to understand this metaphysical information, meta being beyond physical, meaning, physicality, solid density, 3D, all of those things, right? When we look beyond this 3D, when we look in higher realms, and when we get information about the spirit realm, I think that it's becoming a trend, okay, for people to talk about this stuff with not a lot of understanding. They haven't really developed concepts. So when you hear people say things like, we're not coming back, well, for one, soul groups, okay, so soul groups are not even that big. Like your soul group may have anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40 souls. So how is it that you think that this person you're following is a part of your origin, your true soul group origin? No. Like you're like, no. I know this is kind of complex to understand, but these people that are very influential, like these very popular spiritual people, to understand that, yes, we say things like soul group, but we're not all part of the same soul group. Our soul groups are not that large now. When it comes to our soul group, there's a very smaller group of us. I mean, of all of you guys. So, for instance, I may connect with a lot of you guys on here. We may have the same soul tribe energy, like we have the same purpose, meaning we have similar desires and similar passions and things of that nature, but we're not a part of the same soul group. That's what people just have to get in their head. We all have our own individual soul groups. We have, and they're not as big as you think. And we come and we incarnate with each other many times. But what's happening right now in the age of Aquarius is we're really being able to connect with each other on a larger platform, larger in a big way. So I think that like minds are attracting right now, but we're misunderstanding that this is not, just because we have like minds do not mean we're the same soul group. We're not. And that's what people need to understand. So that's why I say, like, my channel, Universal Love Law, it might not be the popularist. I might not have the most views in the world. I don't need that, though, because I'm going to only attract who I need to. And everyone that I attract is not a part of my soul group. But we may have a lot of similarities and like minds. And I may be the one to help awaken some of the people that are on my platform, but nowhere near it does that mean that we are part of the same soul group, because when once a person dies and once a person is no longer in a physical body, when they go off into the spirit realm, you go back to your soul tribe. You get your guides coming to assist you. And when you go to your cluster, okay, look at it like beehives, okay? Look at it like hives. You go to your soul group, there's only a certain amount of souls in your soul group, and you guys have to learn as a group together. You guys are advancing together now. More advanced souls tend to roam the soul realms alone. They have a lot of connections in the soul realms. This is where people say that they're very powerful in the soul, in the spirit realm. What is that? What that means is their souls experiences. They've had many incarnations, reincarnations, and they've got it right a lot of times. So what happens is their soul goes to spirit realm, and their aura is such a very strong aura, meaning they're not a baby soul, okay? Like, for instance, their soul aura is not a lighter shade. It's a very deep, dark shade, meaning this is a wise soul. This is a experienced soul. So they may roam individually, or they may be asked to reincarnate on Earth to help a lot of people ascend to higher consciousness awarenesses, or yeah, and things like that. But these people are powerful in the spirit realm because, and they know, see, these people know that they're not, because they've ascended. Their soul groups have ascended to the point where they are individual now. They're doing individual work to get close. And these people are really almost close to reattaching to source again. See, this gets really complex. Okay, but there's a lot of information to back this up, and I will talk about this with the chart. Of course, I'm going to do some visualization for people, but so people that think that they're not coming back, like, you guys have to really let go of these false, like, preconceived thoughts that, like, they're not fully developed concepts. You do not have a true understanding of the spirit realm and how it works, and the purpose of us reincarnating and forgetting. You just like you this is the other thing too, like, just like you incarnated here and you forgot, now that people are awakened, they get into their ego and they think they are something so much bigger than what they truly are in the spirit realm, like their soul. And it's like, that's all ego. Like, humble yourself, because you don't really know where your soul is, okay, in the spirit realm, unless you really know yourself, unless you really know thyself. This is why when I watch other spiritual leaders or teachers or spiritual influencers, I really take everything they say with a grain of salt. When I know what they're saying is true, it resonates as truth, I say, that's right. They know exactly what they're talking about. But when they start getting into ego, I see it. And it's okay, because even higher ascended masters laugh at souls that use their ego. It's like, here you go. Here you go, getting macho. Here you go, being cocky. Here you go, popping your shit, right? You talking your shit, right? So yeah, it's funny, but it's not funny when people are taking the shit serious. It's not funny when people are literally thinking that they're literally not gonna come back. Talking about, we ain't coming back here. Where you think you going? Oh, like, where do you think you're going? Yeah, there are other places to incarnate or reincarnate. Yeah, but Earth is a school designed by the creators who designed it. Okay, there are a group of souls that kind of, I'll get into that later, but they're the originators, they're the blueprinters, they're the ones who kind of graft out and create these spaces for souls to advance. Now, Earth is very corrupted too, though, but ultimately, souls that choose to come here, like, we come here with the desire, like, to ascend, to learn, okay? And this is my last thing. So yeah, you know that you may or may not be coming back here, like, but may not be is a very slim to not happening. I'm pretty sure most of the people that are saying this and they think it's like cool to say, they're just unaware. They need to get more understanding of, they need more knowledge. You need more knowledge. Because if you really are a person saying, we not coming back here, me and my soul group, I look at you and I'm like, ooh, you are not aware of your higher self. You're in tune. You know that there's truth, because truth vibrates on a frequency, okay? You feel the truth, but you still lack understanding. So you need to develop concepts based on a lot of research. Start learning more before you begin to jump on bandwagons and be a part of these soul groups, right? Where everybody is like, think they know things, because there is levels. Like, you gotta understand, like, I'm sorry to just be the bearer of bad news for anybody who is like, oh, we me and my soul group, this our last incarnation, we not coming back. Like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Okay, and your higher self, your oversoul, knows exactly. Like, when you go back, you remember everything. When you go back to your beehive, you remember everything. And this is, yeah. But yeah, another thing is, I wanted to talk about with relationships, and this is why, honestly, I cannot really. This is why, see, people, you just don't know. Like, a lot of these spiritual people, like, in the world, these fake people that try to just live these like false spiritual, like, identities and shit, because it's so popular now. But true spiritual people are loners. They don't fit into nothing. Like, the older they get, they realize, I am a part of all of this, but not a part of any of it. Like, and real true spiritual people do not feel like this strong compassion towards, this strong connection towards these large group of people like that. Like, no. Um, and so when it comes to like relationships and stuff, people don't realize sometimes you may be in a cycle of karmic ties to a person that you keep coming back here messing up, and they may be a part of your soul group too. But you keep coming back here getting caught up in these karmic cycles and not fulfilling your true purpose and not fulfilling your destiny. Like, you got to understand, we came here with a purpose, and sometimes we have free will. So this is for example, like, there are people who literally incarnate here and they get lost in the love cycle, like, right, where they're in these toxic relationships. They don't leave, they don't quit, they just feel obligated to relationships, and like they stay in relationships they know they're not supposed to because they have kids, or they be in relationships because they're lonely, or they be in relationships because they are just bored. Like, you gotta understand, this keeps you coming back here. So everything that these people are saying, like, we're not coming back, but if you're in toxic relationships, for one, your oversoul is gonna want to come back, for one, because you keep getting sidetracked with the things that do not matter, or the things that you have outgrown, okay? The people that you have outgrown, the places you have outgrown. But people get so attached because in the spirit realm, we are at peace. There's peace, there's joy, there's immense love, there's immense friendships and deep bonds and connections. There's a love that runs so deep that we yearn for that type of comfortability here, but we're not meant to do that here. Okay? We're not meant to be comfortable here. And that's the thing that people they have yet to understand, because the moment we take some form of experience, whether it's a person, a place, or things that we acquire, and we literally attach ourselves to it, and life, without it, or without those persons, or without this place we're at, like, places we live, neighborhoods, cities, without that we feel incomplete. So we don't expand our horizons. We do not allow our soul's journey to truly be experienced. The reason this is to where when a soul does this and they get comfortable trying to replicate that feeling of comfortability in the spirit realm, they completely mess up their life path. And then you wonder why things get taken from you, or things are not going right your way, because you're not supposed to be doing that. And you would not believe me, but there's a lot of souls that have been doing this for thousands of years. And we all were created ultimately at the same time, the moment of separation, right, from source. But ultimately, souls can be having same amount of lifetimes, but one soul is an old soul and the other soul is a baby soul, because of the choices they make in each lifetime. Very selfish choices, or very immature choices, murder, okay, killing people, like, oh, they killed me this lifetime, I'm gonna kill them. Like, it gets that deep. It really gets that deep, to where a soul can literally incarnate here and be so trapped in their vision of love that they control their partners. They're really manipulative. They're really, like, this is not a part of what you're here to do. And it may be just breaking away from people, or breaking away from these negative soul ties. That may be a part of your purpose. Like, okay, this lifetime I'm gonna have to learn how to completely separate myself from you, even though we will meet again. Okay? Love always finds its way. There is no separation in spirit realm. There is none, unless one of your soul group members have, of course, taken an incarnation or reincarnation. Then you wait until you see them again. So it's really complex, but I just wanted to let people know that when it comes to relationships, a lot of people are in some very toxic relationships, and that's the reason why you keep coming back. Keep coming back. You're going to keep coming back. Like, and okay, I know I keep saying this is my last thing, but think about the movie Mulan. Okay, you know how when the little dragon goes into the little space and start banging on the little like bell to wake up all of the ascended masters. So think of what they're doing. They're ascended masters. Ascended masters are in a void. They do not experience, they do not incarnate, they're not guides. They're just souls that have had experiences and are so ascended that they are completely reconnected to source, or they're completely in a void space where they're not experiencing or anything. It's just nothing, nothingness. So for people to say, for people, they're summoned, right? They have that little dragon on Mulan had to summon these ascended masters because they're in a place of complete peace and nothingness. When they come, when all of this old ascended masters come into the room, they like, hey, what you been doing? Or I ain't seen you in 15,000 years, like, because above the whole realm of the spirit realm where souls are in their soul groups and things like that. Above that is void. Higher dimensions, it's complete nothingness. But there's a lot too. This is where it gets confusing because you can't even describe in words what it means to not come back. Like you cannot define that. To really not reincarnate anymore, it means that your soul is so advanced that it's completely in a zen. And the only way to incarnate is through, or to come back is through being summoned. Just like in the movie Mulan. So people have to understand what they're talking about. I really don't like it when these leaders or these popular platforms say like we not coming back. Like understand this is complex. When you say that, your higher self knows, but this little percentage of your soul you don't know. This little percentage of your soul that you came here with don't know that you are here to learn things, and there's so much more to learn that you cannot fit in one life. You cannot fit all the lessons needed to learn or the experiences needed to learn, okay, in one life or 50,000 lives. It really requires a lot of experiences. And another thing is we free ourselves from having to come back as a human, and we could become a guide. We could become an angel. We can become someone who helps assist or facilitate the journey of souls. Uh, or we should. Okay, I'm talking about we because I know that my soul kind of can resonate with this angelic energy. Where so some souls can be as guides to where they, when they're advanced, they have had served many lifetimes and have understood the range and spectrum of life from poor to rich, from healthy to unhealthy, every polarity that Earth 3D density brings forth. When a soul becomes a guide or facilitator, that's a choice made. Like you either gonna choose to guide souls or you're gonna choose to ascend, but you're doing some type of work in the spirit realm. Even as an ascended master or an ascended soul that no longer needs to take physical incarnations to learn, contrast, okay? So, yeah, when it comes to those souls, they basically choose soul groups, baby soul groups. Like, okay, I'm going to help this group of souls ascend through their experiences. I'm going to be there when they call me. I'm going to be there throughout their lifetimes. I'm going to be there to help guide them when they're learning about the unique, the complex life, like how life can be very, strange. And it's really interesting too how information comes to us at certain times. I'm sorry, I kind of just got a download while I was talking, so I was kind of in two different paradigms. I'm talking to you guys and also receiving information. It's really strange, but anyways, sorry. I do that a lot, but that's what makes me me. But yeah, so as a ascended soul, as a guide, if I was your guide, your soul guide, right? If I was to guide you, what I would do is I would observe you and where you are. I know you. You can't lie to me. I don't judge you. I'm not here to judge you. No one's watching you while you naked or like weird, strange. Because I have to say things like that because some people they're curious. Like, do souls guys watch you while you're having sex and things like that? Like, oh my god, sorry. I just have to give those disclaimers, but. No, the soul guide, the guide is there when it needs to be. It knows how to come in and out when it needs to be. Usually when there's choices needed to be made, when there's deep feelings of mourning, regret, loss, insecurity, shame, the guide begins to appear, the soul guide, or in whenever a person is trying to use alchemy, meaning using their emotions and trying to really conjure up experiences like I really want to buy a house, or really want to, the guide will begin to put signs and things in their face. And so the work is never done. So when one says we're not coming back, well, I can sense baby souls. I can sense young souls. I can sense when a soul is going to come back. When I'm like, okay, you say you're not going to come back, but you don't even know because your energy, you're so innocent still. There's so much for you to learn, right? Just like it's so much for me to learn. I'm not no better than nobody. And neither are our guides, which are just like they are ascended in a sense where they don't need physical vessels, and instead they choose to work with people that are here already having experiences or having lifetimes on other celestial bodies, because remember, there's not life does not only exist here on earth. And so yes, I know that's a lot of information, but I just want you guys to remember to have discernment, okay? Have discernment. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This video can be complete entertainment. It can be complete hogwash or jibber jabber or complete whatever you want and to assume it to be. Or you can take it some of this information as truths, of half truths, of whole truths, of whatever you feel resonates with you, okay? But always know that you have to discern things. You have to weigh out things, what works for you and what doesn't, and try not to judge too. Try not to judge those who may not know what they're talking about. you know, just know that you guys do not have the same, ideas. Like, you guys can agree to disagree with someone. At least agree to disagree versus saying a person is wrong or this and that. That lowers your vibration and it causes new experiences for you to need to understand deeper complex concepts of it. So it's really, I know it gets really deep, but if you're still here watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much. And I want to label our group as we're approaching 700 subscribers. I'm going to label our group Universal Love Lawmakers, okay? So anyone here I know still watching the video, I know that you guys have a very advanced mindset being able to conceive my information, because I know what I talk about is not common knowledge or even accepted. I feel like it, to a degree it's accepted, but it's right now it's being exploited as like trending, right? Oh, spirituality is so trending, like, but for those people who really resonate to what I'm saying and really are here to remember your soul's purpose and to really become in tune to where you are on a soul level, like where you are, so that you can truly fulfill the purpose that you're here to fulfill and learn the lessons that you're here to learn. So I know those people that are still here, you guys play a major role in the collective when it comes to the information I bring forth. So thank you. Believe it or not, you are serving a role in my channel. When you're watching the videos, your collective mind, I'm very in tune with collective and of my channel, and I'm very in tune with what information needs to be brought forth. So, and it's not me invading anybody. I'm not no psychic person jumping in people's heads. No. What I'm saying is I'm very in tune with the collective conscious through my downloads. I get thoughts and I think about topics that I need to talk about based on the connections that I have with everyone that watches my videos on a spiritual level. And so thank you guys. Thank you guys for requesting this information. Even if you don't realize it, you are. The more strong urge I feel and desire I feel to talk about certain things is based on the collective consciousness of this group of people that we're all, we're all accumulating information and understanding together. So thank you guys. Thank you, Universal Love Law makers, okay? Because you guys are lawmakers, even in spirit, okay? You guys are integrity. You guys do hold a high rank and high value to the world. And everything you do becomes a reflection. So walk with integrity because we are Universal Love Law makers, okay? So thank you guys. Be looking forward for that very in-depth video that I'm going to be doing soon about this, life, death, soul groups, that S word, taking yourself out and why it's not good to do that at all whatsoever. Transgender energy, gauge energy, and like why people choose to, why people come here and feel like they're in the other bodies, and also the androgynous energy. I'm gonna put all that information in one video. I know people don't like it. I don't care. This information ain't for y'all. Go listen to someone else. But I'm gonna make a very compact video, so look forward for that. And thank you guys so much for tuning into Universal Love Law. Peace.